am Sunidhi, and I welcome you all to yet another episode of our Art and Culture series. We, on a journey to explore all the 8 classical dances of India through experts and gurus, have already released discussions on Bharatanatyam and Kathak on our channel, the links of which you can find in the description below. In this episode, we will delve into the depths of knowledge and grace of Manipuri dance form. Our guest today needs no introduction. Padma Shri Awardee of 2002, her name is synonymous to Manipuri dance. The extremely talented, super graceful, and charmingly beautiful Srimati Darshana Jhaveri. She is the youngest of the very famous Jhaveri sisters and a disciple of Guru Pitan Singh, who is regarded as the father of Manipuri dance. She is one of the founders of Manipuri Nirtanalaya and is also its current head. Namaste, ma'am.
Namaste.
I feel very honored to share this stage with you. Your Manipuri outfit has added all the grace to our show today. Before starting off with our discussion, I would like to recite an invocation to Lord Krishna. Yad vilas vishad vishvam chaturdha vinayatmakam vivartate sa govindo vibhor vijyate taram yad leela vasate nad brahma murt mavatarat geet vadya bhinetastam namami raseshwaram namami raseshwaram. On to our discussion, ma'am. So as we know, you were born and brought up in Mumbai, Maharashtra. How and what was it about Manipuri dance form that drew you in?
First, I'm so happy, extremely happy today to be part of the series of interviews initiated by Bharata First team in order to acquaint our rich cultural heritage of India amongst young generation. I'm so happy today and thank you so much for inviting me for this discussion. You have asked me about my journey starting before 60 years. You know, during 40s, it was the time of revivalism in India when Mahatma Gandhi, he inspired the young generation to revive our rich cultural heritage, as well as Gurudev Rabindranath Tagore, he brought all the art forms on a higher pedestal. And hence, the young boys and girls, particularly in Mumbai, they started learning dance and music and started going to Shantiniketan also. At that time, I feel really fortunate that I was born in very cultured Gujarati family where my parents, they were so broad-minded, far-sightedness and art-loving. Hence, they gave us means we were 5 sisters and 1 brother, and out of them, 4 sisters, we started dancing, learning dancing, and he gave us all the opportunity. So we were fortunate that in 1943, Guru Bipin Singh, he came to Mumbai, Bombay. At that time, Mr. Kanailal Munshi, he produced dance drama in Gujarati, and Guruji was asked to direct the dance drama, and my 2 elder sisters, Naina and Ranjana, they were invited to participate in this dance drama, where Guruji directed the Manipuri portion of the story, and my eldest sister Naina, she took the role of heroine. So that's how my sisters, they came in contact for the first time with Guru Bipin Singh. He was, of course, very young. He had come from Madam Manka's ballet troupe from Khandala, and he was about 22 or 23. And after that also, after that production, again, Mirabai, Amrapali, Narsayo, like this, dance dramas were directed, the Manipuri portion by Guruji, and my sisters, they took part in that. And Guruji also started coming to our house to teach them. And we two younger sisters, Suvarna and myself, Darshana, we emulated them in 1947. And as Guruji was coming home, we were also taking interest. But you know, the delicate and lyrical, graceful and devotional qualities of Manipuri dance, they suited to our body, our aptitude, our psyche. And Guruji thought that we four sisters were the right disciples, because he thought we had that natural grace of Manipuri dancing. And we also thought that Guru Bipin Singh was the right guru for us, because he had that his personality, his way of teaching, his knowledge, his creativity. You know, it was very attractive. So we also started taking interest in Manipuri. And you know, then Guruji sent us, my two elder sisters, in 1949, and we four sisters in 1956 to Manipur to imbibe the very spirit of Manipuri dancing. And there we were so impressed by the way dance and music are interwoven in the lives of the people of Manipur, and how gurus and artists were dedicated to their art form and their devotion, immense devotion to Lord Krishna and Radha, and how the night-long Ras Leelas were going on, and the devotional people, how they were enjoying and feeling blessed to have darshan of Krishna Radha. So, and the natural beauty of Manipur. So all these impressed us so much that we decided that we will dedicate our lives for the preservation, perpetuation, and propagation of the art of Manipuri dancing.
That was lovely to listen to. Ma'am, your guru, Guru Bipin Singh, is regarded as the father of Manipuri dance. And you, with your sisters, have made a name for yourselves like no other. Please shed some light on their journeys and contributions to bringing this art form to where it stands today.
Right. You know, it has been really a long journey. For 50 years, we Jhaveri sisters have studied, worked, and in collaboration, we have given our, life for the preservation and propagation of Manipuri dancing. Guruji, since childhood, he was so passionate for dance and music that he, you won't believe, he didn't even go to the school. Up to 4th standard, he learned. And because of his passion for dance and music, he will not go to the school, but he will take the, on the way to school, he would, the trunk of banana tree, and he will play the drum. So like that. And then he left because once his father scolded him for making mistake in mathematics. So he ran away from his house at the age of 9, and he went to Calcutta. So he started his journey like that. But his passion for dance and music, of course, then afterwards his parents brought him back. But in the childhood, he could learn the Ras Leelas dances and Sankirtan, Pung Cholom, the drum dance, and Kartal Cholom, and the drum. And he was a rare combination of a dancer, singer, teacher, and he used to compose, choreographer, and research scholar. So all in one. And he had that knowledge of the tradition in the young age. But afterwards, when he went to came to Bombay, when in 38 he went to Madam Manka's ballet troupe in Khandala and near Bombay, and then in Bombay he came in 43, and since then he started directing and choreographing Manipuri portions in the dance drama. But then when he met us and started teaching us, then we also started taking interest in the research. Our activities, dance activities, are research oriented. So together with Guruji, we studied the Shastras, the ancient Indian texts on dance and music, and Vaishnavite Shastras, Sangeet Shastras. And then we started collecting and recording the oral tradition of Ras Leela and Sankirtan from various gurus of Manipur. And after collecting, of course, we were going on, that our research work was going on, but we correlated the oral tradition with the Shastras and established the scientific tenets underlying the oral tradition. Then taking root in it, we devised the 6 years course, systematic training course, as well as dance items, choreography for the stage presentation. Actually, Guru Vipin Singh and Jhaveri sisters, we decided that we have to work towards bringing the traditional and classical Manipuri dance from the temples to the theatre without polluting its original form and spirit. And keeping that in mind and keeping root in the tradition, Guruji started choreographing different items, compositions, and bringing out beauty of each classical element for the stage according to the demands of the modern stage for the presentation. So this has been our work in the beginning, of course, continuously, and then we established our institution, Manipuri Nartanalaya, at Bombay, Calcutta, Manipur, and our activities was teaching and creative productions, research, publications, programs, touring, and we had interviews and radio interviews, TV interviews, everything. So it was a whole 40-50 years of our work. And of course, we had Manipuri artists also, Kalavati Devi, Guruji's wife. She's managing Calcutta Nartanalaya, and other many students. And those students have now become very talented and accomplished dancers and teachers, scholars, and they have their own institutions also. So it has been a long journey, and so we, along with the Guruji, and we Jhaveri sisters have worked for 40 to 50 years together.
I'm sure, ma'am, it was very insightful. Ma'am, I would now like to ask you about the origins and history of Manipur dance, Manipuri dance.
Acha. It's Manipuri dance is, the origin is more than 2000 years ago, and they had their ancient religion worshipping village gods, ancestor worship, and household deities. They worship about 364 deities, forest deities. And in that, in Lai Haroba festival, the merrymaking of gods, through this festival, the Maibis, the priestesses, they, while worshipping these gods, they describe the primitive concept of cosmology through different hand gestures in dance. It goes on for 8 to 10 days, the festival of Lai Haroba. And in that also they have martial arts, dance with the sword and spear, thangta. So this is still going on, but before 300 years, in Manipur, Maharaja Bhagyachandra, in 1764, he adopted Gaudiya Vaishnavism, the devotional cult as advocated by Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Hence, they started, the Bhagyachandra Maharaja encouraged and inspired the gurus and scholars after adopting the Vaishnavism, because along with the Vaishnavism came the Puranas, the ancient Shastras, Vaishnavite Shastras, Vaishnav literature, and of course existing form was there of Lai Haroba. And so he encouraged the gurus to create two highly developed dance forms of Sankirtan, that is dance. It is a form of an invocation to Krishna and Radha, and having dance with the drum, Pung Cholom, and dance with the Kartal, the big cymbals, Kartal Cholom. So these two in Sankirtan and Ras Leelas are the dance dramas. There are 7 Ras Leelas, 2 depicting stories of childhood pranks of young Krishna, and 5 depicting stories of the divine love of Lord Krishna and Radha. These Ras Leelas and Sankirtan, they are performed in the temple courtyard for 8 to 10 hours, and from dusk to dawn. And the devotional people of Manipur, they witness this and feel blessed to have darshan of Krishna and Radha. Now, this Vaishnavism. So after Bhagyachandra, his son, his grandson, then the kings, they were encouraging Manipuri dance. And before 100 years, when the this knowledge and reading of Sanskrit texts was not there, and only through oral tradition the dance and music came during last 100 years. So now when before 60-80 years, when the tradition was there, rich tradition of dance and music, and gurus were very knowledgeable, learned, but they had they had their own terminology for the classical elements, or the scientific elements. And our work was there. That's why we correlated the oral tradition with this Vaishnava Shastras and the Sanskrit terms, how they, the same thing, how it is found in the Shastras and what gurus were doing. So that work has been done during these 60 years. Now, in general, if we see that in 1919, this beginning of 20th century, Gurudev Ravindranath Tagore, he saw Manipuri Ras Leela in one village of Sylhet district, and he was so much impressed that he invited Manipuri gurus to Shantiniketan, and he started using Manipuri in his dance dramas. So for the female characters, he utilized Manipuri, and for the male characters, he invited the gurus of Kathakali dance style. So till now, they have this Manipuri department there in Shantiniketan. So that was in 1990. And then he, of course, invited one by one different gurus from Manipuri gurus. And then during that time, Uday Shankar, when he started in Almora, his institution, he invited Guru Amubi from Manipur. So that's how Manipuri went there. And then Madam Menka, he invited Guru Bipin Singh to her ballet unit in Khandala near Bombay. So Guruji, then from there he came to Bombay. And in Manipur also they have Sangeet Natak Academy had started, Jawaharlal Manipuri Dance Academy. So and other institutions are. So that's how the whole Manipuri from the ancient thing. So now also they have this Lai Haroba. When it's ancient, they worship ancient gods and goddesses. Vaishnavism is also there, and different forms of dancing is there. So this is the history. And now at present, presently we have two main gharanas in Manipur. One is of Guru Amubi Singh, which is followed by this dance college and other institutions also in Manipur and out of Manipur. And other gharana is of Guru Amudon Sharma, which is developed by Guru Bipin Singh. So that is another gharana, the style. So that we have in all the different styles also. Na? In Bharatanatyam, Kathak, with different gurus, they start gharanas.
Absolutely. Ma'am, can you please brief us a little about some unique characteristics of this dance form?
Manipuri dance is one of the most lyrical, graceful dance styles, classical dance styles of India. The main is all the different parts of the body. So there is a delicate balance between the different parts of the body, not giving emphasis on any one part. The movements are rounded, executed. All the movements are circularly. The neck and the eyes follow the movements of the hands. The torso movement is very important. It's like the lilting bamboo trees or lilting rice field. So it's beautiful. This grace is very much necessary. The torso movement, swaying of the torso. Then there is a vertical movement, like the waves of the sea. Ipom, they say. That is it's the up and down movement. The vertical movement of the body is very important. And the feet and knees are kept close to each other, and the hands do not go above the head or below the knees. Now there is a main two divisions of Manipuri. Lasya, the feminine, which is delicate and graceful, which has all these characteristics. And there is Tandava, the masculine, which is forceful and vigorous. But in Tandava also, we have Krishna Tandava, dance of Krishna and other cowherd boys, and Cholom Tandava. Means Krishna Tandava has all the same characteristics, except that it has more of jumping and sitting movements in Krishna Tandava. And in Cholom Tandava, which is usually performed with the drum, Pung Cholom and Kartal Cholom, but that has the basic posture little different, having the 2 feet and knees apart and bending. And in Pung Cholom, the movements are more forceful, jumping, and acrobatic movements are there. And in Kartal Cholom, the movements are very majestic, heavy, and it's wonderful. And when 10, 15 Kartal players, they dance in the Sankirtan, it creates wonderful impression. So this is Lasya and Tandav, the two main divisions. Then we have Nritta, the pure dance, and Nritya, the interpretative dance. Now in Nritta, we have a typical individual tal system of Manipur, a Manipuri tal system. We have talas ranging from 4 to 68 beats and their rhythm patterns. And in interpretative dance, the abhinaya, the expression, are suggestive and natural, and we don't do realistic expression. We have hand gestures, but the uses are suggestive. So if we want to say go away, then we show like this: go away, Krishna. huh? Do not deceive me with your lies. So it's very natural. So these two are the divisions. Now the music, singing portion. Talas, I said, we have highly developed, the instrument is pung. Pung is the drum, the timekeeper. It's very important because this drum is played in Sankirtan while dancing. The drummers, they play the drum and they dance with the drum and in Sankirtan. And in Rasilas, the drummers, pung players, they sit and play the drum while the Krishna, Radha and all the dancers are dancing. So pung is very important, very auspicious. And we have our Guruji, Guru Vipin Singh, has introduced learning of the pung by the female, I mean, all the students, male or female. So we also play the drum. It's very important, very interesting, because it gives you more depth and understanding to a dancer. So if you know the rhythm of the bowls, the syllables, you can bring out that rhythm through your body appropriately. So pung is main. Of course, the other instruments, flute and esraj is there in the Ras Leela. And in Sankirtan, we have kartal. In Ras Leela, we play small manjira, mandila, we say. And so these are the instruments. And a style of singing is known as Natashaishak. So it is a peculiar style of singing which has the style of Penna Satpa. Penna is the very traditional indigenous instrument. अपना क्या बोलते हैं, एक तारा जैसा. हाँ. So that is there. But along with it, the singing style is typical of Manipuri. The folks or indigenous style. It is little bit mixed with Kirtan style, which came from Bengal. So it's a peculiar style, but you know, there is the kampan, trembling on one note, which creates that effect of Radha's separation. You know, separation is very important, and this style of singing, it creates that, it enhances the mood, feeling of separation. It's wonderful. It's different, but it's wonderful. So this is the style of singing. Costume is typical, you know, Manipuri costume, because the poloi, we say, the gorgeous costume of Krishna and Radha. Manipuri is known for its gorgeous costume. If that costume is worn by anybody, then people won't understand the movements, but they will say, okay, this is Manipuri. So, you know, they believe that when Maharaja Bhagyachandra adopted Vaishnavism, he was a staunch devotee of Lord Krishna. So he saw in his dream this vision of costume. And through that, and when he asked them, gurus, to perform, create and perform the Ras Leela, they created this costume according to his vision in his dream. So it's very gorgeous. And when 30 to 40 gopis, they wear this costume in the temple courtyard in the night, it creates the heavenly atmosphere. That feeling of elation comes. So it's very elaborate. The Radha's costume, Radha and Gopis, and even Krishna's costume is very elaborate and rich.
Ma'am, personally to me, I find the Manipuri and Kathakali dance forms, their costumes very strikingly different and fascinating. So it was absolutely insightful and lovely to listen to how you described them with the experience and the emotion. And also, I absolutely loved how, while explaining all of this, you did a little dances here and there with your hands and the moments. It is absolutely joyous to watch you.
Thank you.
Ma'am, the Radha Krishna Ras Leela seems to be a very prominent theme under this dance form,
right,
and
right.
I'd be glad to hear all about it in more detail from you.
We all believe, all the devotees of Krishna and Radha, because Gaudiya Vaishnavism is the devotional cult of Hinduism, where the love between Krishna and Radha is universal, eternal, the highest form of love. And it is the Madhura Bhakti, it's the Bhakti Ras, in which devotion is very important. Devotion to Krishna, Lord Krishna. And through different leelas, spots, Krishna is supposed to elevate each and every soul. All gopis and cowherd boys, even us, we are all individual souls. And Krishna, Lord Krishna is the supreme soul. So all individual souls always yearn to become one with the Supreme Soul, Lord Krishna. That is the metaphysical meaning underlying all the leelas of spots of Lord Krishna, the Ras leelas. So it's he through his leelas, he wants to make all the souls liberate and go from mundane to spiritual, to go above the ego. So it's a egoless consciousness. So that stage, the highest joy, spiritual joy, he gives through his leelas. So in Manipur also, they believe very strongly. So when it's wonderful to see the Sankirtan and Ras Leela in the temple courtyards in Manipur. Whenever the, of course, artistic level also, when the artists dance and do wonderful feats, as well as in the songs of Krishna and Radha, it comes to that level that audience, the devotees from the audience, they enter the arena, they become so devotional, and they lay prostrate before the artist and cry and offer cloth, or even nowadays money also, in appreciation, in gratitude to the artists, that they have given the devotees that spiritual joy, that aesthetic experience, as well as the devotional experience. So that is because this philosophy is among all the devotees. It's a pure love, the selfless, the full surrender to Lord Krishna. How in Gita, Lord Krishna says, to Arjun, you surrender yourself fully, then you will get that liberation, that pure joy. So that is very much in the all the devotees in Manipur. So it's wonderful to experience this scene when you sit in the temple courtyard as a devotee, as a onlooker, and when the performers are dancing, even in the Ras Leela also, they get so elated that actual Krishna and Radha are in front of them. There, Krishna and Radha are very young, 6 years, 8 years old. But for them, of course, they are the God. Krishna is the God. So they lay prostrate before them. Even Krishna's grandfather or grandmother, they will bow to Krishna in surrendering. So it's wonderful, the whole feeling. So that, of course, for us, when we dance on the stage in the theater, we consider theater as temple. So that feeling is always there when we dance on this stage, because that devotion is there for our art, for Lord Krishna.
I'm just looking at the calm on your face and listening to the energy of your voice. I myself am feeling so energetic, and this totally different feeling. I can only imagine what the audience on looking the performances and what they must feel. So, ma'am, I would like you to introduce our audience to the various forms of Manipuri dances.
Yes, as I told, dance and music are interwoven in the fabrics of their lives, as there is not a single social or religious occasion which is not celebrated with an appropriate and characteristic dance or music. As just right from the birth of a child till death, we have all social occasion of giving annaprashan, giving food to the child for the first time, or karnabed, piercing the ear, or thread ceremony, janoi ceremony, or marriage, or death, or shraddha. So all these social occasions have to, it is a must to celebrate with sankirtan, having pungcholam, dance with the drum, and the kartalcholam, dance with the cymbals. So this is throughout the year. And throughout the year, at different occasions, they have different festivals having different dance form. So Sankirtan and Sankirtan is there. Then they have Ras Leelas, 7 Ras Leelas performed at different occasion, different time. Then in Holi festival in March, they have dances with different kinds of drums, dhol, dholak, dafat, khanjari. And then in April, May, they have Lai Haroba festival, in which the girls, right from the age of 8 till 80, they follow the Maivis, the priestesses, in the dance. Whatever Maivis dance described through hand gestures, the creation of earth, creation of human body, his different activities like weaving the cloth and building the house, fishing, agriculture, everything they do in Lai Haroba festival. Then in month of June, they have Ratha Yatra festival of Lord Jagannath, in which they daily for 10 days, 9 days, they dance with the clap. Male dances with the clap, Nipa Kuba Kishai, and female also, they clap and dance and they sing the Brajavilak. That is the occasion when Krishna leaves Vrindavan for Mathura, counts when he calls Krishna there. So that is the Ratha Yatra festival, Kubakishai. Then in month of July, August, Jhulan Yatra festival, where the idols of Krishna and Radha are visited on the swing, and the gopis they swing and sing the flora and fauna of Vrindavan and Lord Krishna and Radha, and they dance with the cymbals, sing and dance with the cymbals. In Durga Puja, they have drumel, that is 14 to 100 drummers. They dance in front of Durga idol and with the drum. So it's something different. And on Darshana day, last day, and when it was there, when a king's procession was going, they thangta, they dance with sword and spear. They perform in front of the, on the elephant. King goes, then they had that thangta. So over and above these 7 Ras Leelas and this social. So throughout the year, they have so many different dance forms, dance festivals. But of course, Ras Leela and Sankirtan, these two are highly developed classical forms.
Okay, ma'am. Such a diverse art form. I am sure one can never achieve perfection with such diverse and extremely skillful of our art forms. Even so, how many years of training does it take to become a trained Manipuri dancer?
Now, look, we have only 6 years course, which takes 10 years, 15 years to complete. But once you learn it, but then you don't become a dancer for dancing on the stage. So you don't become the artist. To become a perfect artist, dance, body being its medium, is very difficult art form. It demands years of hard work, years of training, riyas, dedication, devotion. It's like a yogic sadhana in order to get perfection in any particular classical dance style. So the student has to devote and go deep in their own particular dance style, and going deep means to learn the other aspects also. Now, along with the dance, you have to learn the syllables of the drum, the talas, the song, the movements, and as you practice more and more, you get that perfection. And after getting that perfection, one gets that spiritual joy, that happiness. Then only you can give that happiness, that aesthetic experience, that rasananda, rasanubhava to the audience, to the onlooker. So that is the purpose of any art form, any dance form. So it requires years of hard work and training, but one must have that passion for dance, because dance has the capacity to give spiritual joy, peace, harmony, that creativity. It's a balance in mind, and to become a full-fledged overall personality of a human being. So as an art form, dance is a very complete art form.
Yes, ma'am, absolutely. Ma'am, it is people like you that inspire us, the young generation of today. Would you be so kind as to share some of the events in your life as a Manipuri dancer that remain in your heart today?
I always believe that in 1958, I was very young, of course, but we 4 sisters, we were the first non-Manipuris to perform, to dedicate our dances to the Lord Govindji, Shri Govindaji, Lord Krishna, in the palace temple of Manipur in Imphal. So that was our, I feel we were so fortunate that when we performed in 1958 in this Govindji temple, since then our career as a dancer, professional dancer, started. So before 60 years, I think it is already 60 years. So I really feel that it's the blessings of Govindji that since then we have been regularly dancing. Till today I'm dancing. So it's his blessings that and that is always in my heart. And whenever I go to Manipur, of course many times I have been, and every time I first go and pay my obeisance to Lord Govindji. So this is the very important thing in my life, in our life, my sisters. And the other incident one I remember that in 60s when I was supposed to perform on this ship going from Bombay to Laccadive Islands. So at that time, with me, one Manipuri girl, Shanti Bala, was with me. So we went on the ship to perform on the ship in the night. So in the afternoon, in the mid-sea, captain called me and asked me, can you give me her music to play in the night for a program? So I said, I have got tapes. So he said, nah, we don't have tape recorder with us. We have cassette recorder. So I said, what shall we do? Then myself and Shanti, we both recorded the 3-4 items. So in one item, she sang and I played the drum. In another item, I sang and she played the drum. That's how we recorded, and the half-an-hour program, and we danced in the night on that music. So we were so saved and happy. So when it's really was blessing that Guruji taught us how to play the drum, so that we don't have to depend on any singer or drummer for our performance. So that was a unique experience that I always remember.
Ma'am, you are so talented and so graceful with such different skills. I'm amazed. Ma'am, today we live in a globalized world. Our youth strives at mixing various art forms and creates striking choreographies. So, how do you think is Manipuri dance coping in the contemporary world?
Now, actually, I'm basically a traditional and classical dancer, and I have spent my 50-60 years in dancing. And I strongly believe that one should create. Of course, creation should be there, creative work should be there. So one should create the new choreographies within the traditional framework of the dance style, because each classical dance style is so rich, it has so much potentiality to express different themes and different stories. So of course, myself and my sisters, we didn't actually deviate from our classical root of Ras and Sankirtan in Vaishnavism, in stories of Krishna and Radha. However, now the young generation, our students, they want to do new productions for their name and fame and for their work. So they are doing and taking different themes, either mythological themes or historical or fantasy, and they take inspiration for the movements, different movements for choreography from the different forms of Manipur, like Lai Haroba or Thangta in sword and spear dance, or Sankirtan, Ras Leela. So these forms, they take inspiration for their production, for their choreography. So that they are doing to give different outlook, different program. And people are appreciating, because nowadays people want new things also. But I'm happy that they are utilizing Manipuri only, not other style, not any other, not fusion with different styles. That I also don't believe, I don't encourage that. So this is good work they are doing, even in Manipur. All the young dancers, they are doing different choreographies, and they take different themes also, but keeping the Manipuri ethos. It should look Manipuri movements and Manipuri type of costume and everything. Of course, inspiration root is in Manipuri dance. So that I strongly believe.
Yes, ma'am. This was such an insightful session. To have shared this stage with you, I feel absolutely honored. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. It has been a great pleasure, and I really hope that youngsters, they should take inspiration from our ancient, rich cultural heritage instead of going and taking help of the lower kind of or other influence of other dance styles, means westernized or films and all that, because our tradition is so rich, our dance styles, our music, it has so much richness, as so many gurus and artists have devoted their life and contributed to make their each tradition rich, so rich. So I really wish that even the students of dance, they should follow their tradition, their style of dance, and do, of course, go ahead with new choreographies, but keeping intact their own traditional framework.
Absolutely, ma'am. Absolutely. It was lovely having you on stage. So that is all for today's episode. We will come back soon with another episode, hoping to enlighten you on another of our graceful classical dances. If you like our content, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Do let us know in the comment box below what other art forms you would like us to cover. Thank you for watching. Namaskar.